Perfect. Close the door. How was your New Year? Did you celebrate the New Year?
How did you celebrate New Year?
Very, very quietly.
Quietly? Look,
just one friend, a roommate.
My grandmother here with me, doing Havdallah.
Who is that?
This is Aviv in Berlin. He's sitting in Berlin. So you're under a lot of pressure tonight for your...
Oh my goodness. A guest, a new friend.
Okay, so let's start. What words for the Goyish New Year do you have for us?
Yeah, everything's okay. You can still see me and hear me. You can still see me and hear me, okay?
Yes, all good. You can start.
All right, very, very good. All right, and if you need to interrupt me, just let me know. Okay. Yeah, ready? Yeah, is everything okay?
All good. We're waiting for your wise words.
Okay. Very good. Here we go. So Parashat Vayechi, right? The end of Bereshit, the end of the journey that has taken us through the past few months. Our journey with Bereshit, right? It started at Simchat Torah, right? Where were you for Simchat Torah, right? When we started the book of Bereshit?
I think I was in Vienna. Yeah.
Yeah, great. I was in Berlin, and I remember dancing in a park. Because all the dancing we could do was outside. And the book of Bereshit starts with the creation of the world itself. And I always like thinking about the connection between the end of the book and its beginning. So the connection between Parashat Bereshit and this Parashat Vayechi, because it feels like the closing of a circle. And of course, when we close a circle, another one immediately begins, which we'll see. So I want to share another piece of Torah from Rav Hutner, from the Pachad Yitzchak, the same figure from whom I shared the Hanukkah story. And so just a reminder, Rav Hutner was born in Poland in 1906, and he studied philosophy in Berlin, and he lived most of his life in America, where he was a teacher and head of a yeshiva in New York. And he has a teaching that I love about Shabbat. And Rav Hutner says, why is the mitzvah to enjoy Shabbat, which we call oneg Shabbat, why is it given to us in the language of description? And what he means is there's a pasuk in the book of Isaiah that reads, V'karata l'Shabbat oneg. You shall call Shabbat oneg. So what does that mean? What does it mean to call Shabbat oneg? What do we have to do? So he looks at the days of creation. He looks at the very first Shabbat and how on each day, it says, the Bereshit says, Vayar Elohim et asher asa v'hine tov. God saw what God made, and it was good. Only on the sixth day, at the end of the sixth day, right before Shabbat, God looks at everything that God made. Vayar et kol asher asa, v'hine tov ma'od. During the week, he says, God looks at things as individual pieces for their individual worth. But when God enters into that first Shabbat, he sees it as a whole, as kol. Not just a bunch of different pieces, but now a whole ecosystem, a whole environment. Rav Hutner compares this to an artisan who spends all week building part of a house, and on Shabbat, the artisan sits down and looks around her and says, wow, this is a house. For Rav Hutner, this is Oneg Shabbat. Shabbat is the day where we look at the world as a whole and we see it as a holistic environment, full integration. Oneg is not just worrying about every little thing in our lives, if it could be better or faster or stronger, but we have to see the world as a finished product for one short day. And his support for that idea, which I love, is that during the week, during Shacharit, we say, Ma Rabu Ma'asecha. How many are your creations? You have so many creations, God. Each one is so wonderful in its own individuality. But on Shabbat, right, what we say on Shabbat, we say, Ma Gadlu Ma'asecha. How great are your creations? Because now we're looking at it as a whole, and we see everything in its grandeur, in its greatness. So when I read this Torah from Rav Hutner, I think about our Parsha. And in this Parsha, Parashat Vayechi, right, we are at the end of Jacob's life. Jacob is at the end of his life, and he gathers all of his sons around him to give them his final blessing. It's been a long time since creation. It's been a long time since Noach, since Abraham and Sarah, and Yitzchak, and Esav, and Rivka. It's been a long time since Yaakov buried his wives, Rachel and Leah. When I think about Breshit, Breshit is a story about individuals, about individual people who heard the call of God and responded. It's about a family. It's about one particular family. But now at the end of Yaakov's life, at the end of the book of Breshit, Yaakov looks around and he's giving his blessings to his sons, and he sees a group, he sees a collective. He looks out at the people that live now in Egypt and he sees the beginnings of Am Yisrael. And that's our Breshit narrative. We go from individual pieces and characters to a whole house, a whole nation. And as we prepare to move into Shmot, our story is about to change too. Because by the time we read the Parsha next week, we're going to be talking about the Israelites as a collective. So as we close out Breshit, and also we close out 2020, right? I'm still closing out 2020. I think we can say goodbye to the power of individual stories and think about now what we can accomplish as a group, as a community, as a whole that's greater than the sum of its parts. And that, I think, is the bracha for 2021 and for Shmot and for our future in this relationships.
Very wise words as always, Avi. Thank you.
Yofi.
Okay.
It's nice to meet you.
These are, by the way, my parents, my father and my mother as well here.
Shavua Tov. You have a wonderful son.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
One second.
Yeah, also.
Okay.
möchte fragen, was du im Go hörst. Lass mich ein Weißbomben machen, weil ich besser nicht hin.
Machst du jede Woche?
Er macht das jede Woche dreimal.
You see?
They're very old matches.
Four Jews and four different opinions.
10.
10.
Okay, here we go. Now we have Ish. Okay. Ready?
Yes. You start.
Hinel Yeshuvati Eftach v'lo Eftach Ki ozi v'zivrat Adonai Yeshua Ushavtem Ayim Esason Yimayne Yeshua Ladonai Yeshua Lamcha Bichatecha Sela Adonai Tsevaot Imanu Miskav Lanu Eloi Yaakov Sela Adonai Tsevaot Asher Adam Boteach Bach Adonai Yoshia Melech Yaneinu V'Yom Koreinu Hayehud Aita Ora V'Simcha V'Sason V'Yelanu Oseshuot Esau V'Shem Adonai Yekra Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei minei besamim na na na
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam
Baruch atah Adonai melech haolam, hamavdil ben kodesh lechol, ben or lechoshen. Yisrael and Yom Hashir Sheshet Yemei HaMaseh Baruch Adonai Hamavdil ben kodesh lechol. Na 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 na. Shavua Tov.
Shavua Tov. Shavua Tov to everyone.
Shavua Tov.
A golden Rutsch, right? If we can still say that.
Rutsch kommt von Rosh Hashanah.
The Rutsch is over already.
Rutsch ist von Rosh Hashanah.
I'm still sliding.
Aber das stimmt.
Okay. So
That's great.
speak everyone, and especially you, Avi, or Belvel, whoever.
Enjoy the family time. It's nice to see you.
Agite Woch, bye bye.